by? Has everyone had a chance to give them a review? Would someone like to make a motion to approve them?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, terrific. So we have minutes from our July meeting. We have 3 items on the agenda for this evening. The first is a new storefront for the natural food market. Is there someone here to speak on behalf of the applicant? And if so, could you please step to the mic and introduce yourself? Thanks.
Hello, Planning Committee, Commission. My name is Willing Biddle, and I'm representing the owners of the property. Would you like me to run through it quickly?
Please.
Okay. So it's a fairly simple matter. All we want to do is to replace the existing storefront of the natural food market. We are going to make 2 minor changes to the existing design that's there. We've already gone before the design review board to discuss it. One is on the far right-hand side of the store as you're looking at it. Maybe we could go to that other picture. It might help. There is I'll call it a bump out, which is a glass box which comes out, which acts as a display window from years ago. And we're going to remove that and just have the storefront be flush right across. And the portion of that bump out that is on the far wall of the drugstore to the right, that will be removed. We'll replace that with stucco to be substantially the same as the existing stucco that's there. So that's item 1, removing the bump out. Item 2 is we're going to add an 18-inch high panel on the bottom of the storefront. So right now the glass goes all the way to the bottom to the sidewalk. We think because of winter conditions and also trying to hide some of the things that accumulate on the other side, it would be more attractive. So the doors remain the same size, same height. All the panels are approximately the same size. And then on Park Place, around the corner, there's a very thin, about a 2-foot wide glass storefront. We're doing the exact same thing there. That has a small bump out also. We're going to remove that. It's just going to be glass straight down, divided by a mullion part of the way up, just like the front. And we're not expanding the footprint of the store. We're not making any other changes.
So no change to signage, for instance?
Correct, no change to signage.
Okay, questions from?
My understanding is that the reasons for this are aesthetic and it also insulates better.
Yes, this storefront is at least 60 years old.
60?
Probably 60 years old. So, and it's a plate glass construction that's not insulated. So this will help the tenant with insulation and just a better looking storefront. It's time to replace it.
It's obviously been pretty durable, but the 18-inch, would that also be for safety reasons and durability, not just cosmetic?
It's not just cosmetic. It's, when I say winter conditions, it's big ice storm, there's salt, sand being thrown up against that, people with snow, machines, and it's just, I think, a more customary practice now to have some sort of a low knee wall type construction, and that's what we prefer to do.
And that matches the door pretty much, right?
Yes, all the material is a bronze anodized aluminum construction. The panel will be the same color all the way across, blend right in with the storefront.
Other questions?
All tempered, insulated glass?
Yes, all tempered per code. 2 pieces of glass, sandwiching, whatever's in there. Whatever inert gas is in there now. It's not oxygen or something else. Yes.
Well, my understanding is you had a meeting with design review, and design review was comfortable with what was...
Yes,
want
they voted on it. They unanimously liked the design. So I think they're fine with it.
Any other questions before we open up the public meeting? If not, let's open up the public meeting, see if there's anyone here who would like to speak about the application. Seeing none, we'll close the public meeting and put this up for any discussion.
I think it sounds like an improvement.
Agreed.
Would someone like to make a motion?
Move we approve the proposal for 86 Pondfield Road.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have La Chitarra. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but if you can please come on up and introduce yourself and educate us on this project.
She's going to educate you on the pronunciation. I'm
I'm
Leonard
sure she
Brandis,
could.
Brandis Architecture, representing the extended restaurant that we now have there. And we're going for a new storefront, basically the new windows, a replacement of the window front, which is a single glazed storefront right now. The upper glass is also being replaced. It's also single glazed. The single glazed right now was painted over. The existing ceiling in there was actually going up to that point and covering the glass. We now opened that up, so we have a high ceiling within the space, back to the original ceiling heights of the building. We want to replace it with a glazing system that opens up. It's a 3-panel system, which is a metal system with the wood on the interior. It is fully insulated with 1/4-inch glass panels with a 1-inch, half-inch
Maybe you could
airspace.
show that to the architect up here who will
Oh, I'd be glad to.
understand. Just watch your step.
I am familiar.
Argon is what's the fluid that's inside.
This is a double storefront, right? Because
Yes, it's a
the
double
original
storefront.
location, now they've expanded. Are you redoing both or just the second
No.
one to match the first?
We are
What's the-
doing this one because this is where the seating is, and it gets very cold there. And having a single pane glass, we are now going to insulate the wall below it because it had no insulation whatsoever in there. It was barely, a lot of cold air coming in. This will let people sit there comfortably in the wintertime, and will let us open up the full pane opening up. We're not replacing the door at this time, but we are going to refinish the door to match this same finish, so it looks the same, looks brand new. But we are replacing the upper panel with insulated panels to match the new panel door.
Will the appearance be of a single entity then at that point? or-
It should look, yeah, we're going to frame, everything's going to look the same colors and match everything in.
Presumably you want to do this soon because it's going to get colder.
Yes.
And the door panels open in, right? Not
Yes, they're opening in, as you can see on the plan. They fold against the wall over there.
And it's manual, it's not automated.
It is manual.
The original storefront to the left, is that already, that's not single pane, you don't have the insulation issues that, it's just the blow and dry.
Yes.
Looking ahead, if you were going to have to come back to the project.
One step at a time.
Is this location now open in the expanded state? Or?
No, the expanded state is not open yet. We found,
We had approved
we
that, I
found
think, a
different
few
things
months
on the
back.
inside. We have been approved. We approved to combine the two spaces. Opening up the ceiling, we found skylight, a huge skylight in there, which we now had to redesign things around a little because we want to be using that. So those drawings were put in and approved at this point. So the different modifications have been put in for this. So it's a little extra time, but we found some things that are kind of nice to have. The skylight was sealed over, of course, so now we're replacing the skylight and opening that up, so it's nice to have. Surprises from the old buildings. And we were at the Architecture Review Board last week, which we got approvals on.
Questions from The board. Seems like a nice improvement.
GRC was happy with it.
So if there aren't more questions for the architect, let's open up the public meeting. Is there anyone here to comment on this? Seeing none, we'll close the public meeting. Any discussion? And if not, would someone like to make a motion?
So moved that we approve the changes to 4 Cedar Street.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I guess you get to have your sample back.
Like the nano section back.
That's hilarious.
Go. Okay, so for our final matter this evening, we have an application from T-Mobile, I think. Their installation on the top of Lawrence Hospital, I guess perhaps the 5 years are up, I'm not certain, but please educate us.
Yes, good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Michael Sheridan with Snyder & Snyder LLP, the attorneys for T-Mobile Northeast LLC. I'm here today in connection with sort of 2 applications. One is for work at its existing facility at 55 Palmer Avenue, and the second one is for the renewal of the special permit. T-Mobile is looking to upgrade its existing facility by replacing antennas and cabinets, installing additional antennas and equipment on the roof of the building in connection with Section 409 of the Federal Middle Class Tax Relief and Job Creation Act of 2012, and it's implementing Regulation 47 CFR 1.6100. The requested proposal for the work is what's called an eligible facilities request, and under that, if it meets certain criteria, there's criteria that if it meets the regulation states that the municipality shall approve the proposed work. It does meet their criteria. First, it will not increase the height of the facility by more than 10 feet. I think it's increasing it by 1 foot. Second, the antennas will not be altered to protrude from the edge of the existing facility by more than 6 feet. It's not extending out any more than it already is. Third, the number of equipment cabinets will not be increased by more than 4. They're actually removing 2 cabinets and adding 2 cabinets, so it sort of zeroes out, but in any event, they're only adding 2 cabinets to the extent that you want to look at it that way. Fourth, the proposed installation will be on an existing facility. There'll be no excavation. It's on the roof of a building, so there's no excavation in connection with the proposed work. Fifth, it will not defeat any concealment elements. The proposed antennas are going to be installed similarly to the existing antennas that are already on the building in connection with T-Mobile. And 6, will not violate any prior conditions. And the proposed work, again, it's very similar to what's already been done for T-Mobile's facility and as well as other carriers on the building, so it's not going to violate any prior conditions. So in connection with that, we would submit that it is an eligible facility request and therefore should be approved by this board.
Mm-hmm. And I believe you were also in front of the design review committee?
Yes, they went before a design review committee and they didn't have any issue with it, with the proposed work.
And for the layman, the purpose of this, it's an improvement, but is it a particular kind of improvement to service?
I mean, it's just they're always, the technology is always improving, so they're always looking to come in and implement that so that the citizens in this area can have better coverage.
So questions from the board?
So I did have a question about the horizontal versus vertical. If you look at you have a lot of warnings that are going up on the rooftop itself. And how is the first floor below that shield workers approaching it for arrest?
I mean, I'm not an RF engineer, but I can tell you what I've been told. I mean, this is generally an obstruction gets in the way, and that significantly decreases the signal, and that's why it's sort of a line of sight technology. So having a roof in between where the antennas are and the floor, is my understanding is in most situations that is enough of a obstruction to make it not an issue. But again, I'm not an RF engineer, but that's my understanding.
Okay, so approaching it meets the hazard signs because there's no obstructions.
Correct.
I have a question. So if I understand correctly, the only sort of addition to the height is really the antenna that's furthest, I guess, on the north part, I guess furthest right here?
To the right is
Right.
going to be different. The other ones are essentially the
Virtually
same.
the same.
I think that the one sort of in the middle, because the antenna is slightly larger, it's going to be like a foot taller. And then the one to the right, which is going to, now they're going to put the antenna mounts similar to the other one, and it's just going to match that. So they're both going to be at the same height.
Any other questions? Not, let's, even though no one's here, let's open up the public meeting, because that's how it's done.
Right.
And seeing none, we'll close the public meeting. Is there any discussion of this application?
We, the Design Review Committee had a pretty interesting discussion about what our role is in this. And I think, given that we didn't have any prior, conditions for the installation, all we can do is just determine whether or not it's a eligible facilities request. And if it is, we make that finding, and renewal occurs and the upgrade takes place. So, it's not like we can ask them to paint them tennis red or something.
Yeah, our discretion is more limited on this than
Yeah.
on a typical application. We did have advice from our consultants that this approval be done in two parts. One is that we first have a motion to approve the special use permit, and then the second one would be the amendment for the installation of the upgrades. And so, if everyone's good, I think we need someone to make that first motion. We act on that, and then we make the second motion in order to do it properly.
I move that we approve what aspect of it?
Special use permit.
Special use permit as it constitutes an eligible facilities request. That's our finding.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now there's a proposed amendment to the special use permits. Move that.
I move we approve the amendment to the permit and based on our finding that it's eligible facilities request.
Do you have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our next meeting will be
you for your
October,
time.
what's the date, Christina?
Thank you.
October 8th, and do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. See you next month.